I imagine a lot of our listeners have kids. I think this also is a reason that people who maybe have walked away from church spaces for a while, eventually, a lot of us have children. And then eventually they start asking about the big questions, the meaning of life, the creator of the universe. Is there a creator? What is this stuff? Right. And so it's forcing people to have to reconcile with maybe some of the stuff that's been put away, but then also think about it in very simple terms again. And so I'm just curious about, like, in your church, where do you begin to start teaching kids about Jesus, about the Christian faith, when a lot of us are still deconstructing our own beliefs and we don't even really know anymore exactly what we believe on, was Jonah and the whale real? Are we going to tell our kids that these are stories that are, reflective of the time period, and beautiful metaphors? Or are we going to say, no, you have to believe like everything happened exactly? So where do you start in terms of educating kids?
Yeah. Yeah. We do it obviously at our church. I've got two kids, they're 2 and 6. And we have these conversations all the time. And I would say that I think we have to start with just a level of humility and kind of stoking the fires of curiosity in our kids. And I don't think that dogmatic Bible interpretations does that. Just saying like, this is exactly how you have to believe and understand this Jonah and the whale story. When, my 10-year-old who's brilliant and scientifically minded would be like, you can't live inside of a fish, and you don't have to be brilliant and scientifically minded to push back on that, right? You just be like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. And so I think if then he was met with a dogmatic response of like, well, it doesn't matter what science says, you believe this, like this is what it is. That shutting down of questions, it kills curiosity, but it also means they're just going to ask the question somewhere else. If you're not a safe place for your kids to ask questions about faith because you're just giving them dogmatic answers, the questions don't go away. They go ask the questions somewhere else, usually places that you would be very uncomfortable with them asking, like their elementary school friends, or if they're a little older, online, Googling things, asking Chat GPT. Wouldn't you rather be the one that has these really healthy conversations with your kids? That's really what we try to teach our folks to do, is like, you don't have to have your faith all figured out to have good, healthy spiritual conversations with your kiddos.